Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul Ain. My ID is 2025272708. I will explain on introductions about Islam Hadhari. As we know, Islam Hadhari was introduced by Abdullah Ahmad Badawi, or friendly known as Pak Lah. And Pak Lah also was the fifth Prime Minister of Malaysia from October 31, 2003 until April 3, 2009. Pak Lah also was born on November 26, 1939 in Kampung Perlis, Banyan Lepas. Pak Lah formative stage in his appearance and personality was shaped with his family background playing a significant role in the context of his political leadership, which is it's also greatly influenced by the religious backgrounds and knowledge of his father and grandfather, which he inherited and further strengthened through his education at the University of Malaya. Pak Lah also has a hobby such as include collecting stick, playing golf and fishing. He also known as a person who does not believe in superstitions. And also his favorite number is the number 13. So let's see overview of nation building. Actually, nation building has always been the central issue in the Malaysian politics, which is the centrality of the concern is due to the varying nationalisms underlying within and across ethnic groups in Malaysia, which is describing Malaysian nation building. However, it is required revisiting the key occasions in the country to make sense of the nation building efforts today. And the efforts only became prominent after the 1996 Rio accidents with the establishment of the new economic policy, or NEP. So particularly in context requiring the reconstruction and modernization of national identity to address societal fragmentation and solidify political structure. This perspective posits that while modernization provide the structural preconditions for nation building, nati- uh, nationalism as an ideology actively shapes the creation of cohesive national identity and state apparatus. The former Prime Minister of Malaysia, Datuk Seri Abdullah Ahmad Badawi, announced that his vision of promoting Islam Hadhari as a model for development in Malaysia uh, is to acknowledgement that Malaysia was an Islamic state. And it's a complete and comprehensive approach to give Muslim towards excellence and bring back the basic of Islamic civilization. And actually, it was the core of the nine Malaysian plan. It's also aimed at developing knowledgeable human capital. This entails the involvement of the socio-economic, education, cultural, information technology and R&D, which is research and development sector. So this planned approach is hoped to bring about change in strategy by taking into consideration the Malaysian education system and also to promote Islam as a way of life. Um, in the federal constitutions, Article 3 states that Islam is the religion of the federation, but other religions may be practiced in peace and harmony in any part of the federation. Therefore, from time to time, the government has introduced several policies and approach based on the values in Islamic teaching, which are universal for the benefit of all the people in the country. It's also highlight that aligns with the principle of Islam and that emphasize improving the well-being of everyone, irrespective of their faith. This method is similarly motivated by the strong conviction of Malaysian Muslims. So also fair distribution also one of the concept that give advantage of economic expansion, and its position a sense of appearance also realistic and sensible, since Malaysian was a multiracial places, which is anyone have faith for every races. So it's also functioning as a vibrant extension of the 1985 policy for the implementation of Islamic values. Islam Hadhari also was extended not just an ethical administrative framework, but also as a encompassing plan for national growth, modernization, and also social cohesion. So instead, it is a framework of governance based on the Quran and the Sunnah. It's also designed to address the intricate needs of a contemporary globalized society. Uh, it's also aimed to create an administrative framework characterized by complete integrity, transparent, and the full elimination of corruption, granted that leaders regarded their role as a sacred trust or amanah, and also characterized as a development strategy that highlights the progress, tolerant, and also balanced viewpoints of Islamic principles. And then principle of Islam Hadari is include of first faith and pity in Allah, a just and trustworthy government, 3. A free and independent people. 4. Mastery of knowledge. 5. Balanced and comprehensive economic development. 6. A good quality of life. 7. Protection of the rights of minority groups and women. 8. Culture and moral integrity. 9. Protection of the environment. And last one, 10 is strong defenses. So these principle actually have been formulated to ensure that the implementation and approach does not cause anxiety among any group in this multiracial and multi-religious country. This principle also devised to empower Muslim to face the global challenge for today. Islam Hadari also is a complete and comprehensive with an emphasis of the development of an economy and civilization capable of building the Muslim Ummah competitiveness. So, Pakla also encouraged and guided the Muslim community to work hard towards not only regain the glory of Islamic civilization, but also to move forward and share the emerging economic prosperity and face the challenge of 21st century. With this, he believed that the goal of developing a Malaysian society of excellence, glory,
Our
and
topic
distinction
governance,
also can be
institutional
achieved.
development. So, point 1, introduce Islam Hadari 2004 to promote ethical, transparent, and accountable governance. Point 2, launch the National Integrity Plan PIN to strengthen integrity in the public and private sector. Point 3, establish the Institute of Integrity Malaysia IIM to coordinate integrity programs. Point 4, strengthen the Anti-Corruption Agency ACA in combating corruption. So point 5, expanded e-government and establish Pemuda 2000, 2007 to improve public service and reduce bureaucracy. Point 6, Enchance Jakim established the Institute of Islam Hadari IH at UKM and strengthen Malaysia Halal certification. So the meaning is about this topic. Under Tun Abdul Ahmad Badawi, governance become one of the main pillars of Islam Hadhari. The government introduced the National Integrity Plan and established the Institute of Integrity Malaysia to promote ethical governance, and the anti-corruption agency was strengthened while government and Pemuda improved public service efficiency. Islamic institutions such as JAKIM and the Institute of Islam Hadhari at UK will also insist to support good governance based on Islamic value. Slide 3.2 about topic socio-economic and human capital development. So point 1, emphasizes balanced and inclusive economic growth under Islam Hadhari. Point 2, implemented the 9 Malaysia Plan from 2006 from 2010, focusing on human capital and poverty reduction. So plan 3, modernize the agriculture sector through biotechnology and agro-based industry. So point 4, expected support for small and medium enterprise SME and improve business efficiency through Pemuda. So point 5, encourage investment in education, debate, research and innovation. So point 6, about strengthen rural development through FELDA and FELCA to improve living standard. So the meaning is topic socio-economic human capital development. Islam Hadhari also focus on socio-economic and human capital development. Through the 9 Malaysia Plan, the government invested in education, debate and research to produce a skilled workforce. Agriculture was modernized. SME received greater support and rural development. Program under FELDA and FECRA help reduce poverty. This initiative aimed to ensure that economic growth was inclusive and benefited all Malaysians.
And I will be representing 3.3, my part, which is International Relations and Global Promotion of Islam Hadhari. As we know, Islam Hadhari showed that Islam is compatible with democracy, good governance and modern development. Number 2, advocate reforms in education, science, technology and economic development among Muslim countries. Number 3, expanded Malaysia's role in ASEAN and East Asia Summit to strengthen diplomatic relations. Number 4, improve international recognition and attracted foreign investment. Number 5, position Malaysia as a peaceful, moderate and respected Islamic nation, promoting cooperation and sustainable development.
Okay, the next is Islamic institution Islam Hadhari. So for the first establishment of dedicated academic bodies, the most prominent institutional legacy is the Institute of Islam Hadhari IIH, established at University Kebangsaan Malaysia in 2007. It was created as a multidisciplinary postgraduate research center that tasked with examining Islamic civilization through the lens of science, politics, economics, and sociology. Second is JAKIM realignment. The Department of Islamic Development Malaysia, JAKIM, shifted some of its focus. Instead of focusing solely on legislative enforcement or ritualism, JAKIM and State Religious Department were tasked with promoting civilization Islam 10 principles, particularly emphasizing human capital development, civilization history, and wealth management. The third is the fatwa and ijtihad approach, where Islamic institutions were encouraged to leave the door open to ijtihad, which is independent reasoning. This allows scholars to issue religious edicts and that align with contemporary modern realities. Okay, for the next is role in international relation and foreign policy, which is we can divide into two, which is Western and non-Muslim, international relation and intra-Muslim (OIC). So, following the September 11 attack, the global narrative was dominated by the clash of civilization theory and rising Islamophobia. Uh, Tun Abdullah used Islam Hadhari internationally to change this narrative by projecting Malaysia as a peaceful, stable, democratic, and rapidly developing progressive Muslim state. It proved to Western nationals that a
Next,
country
I will
could be
present the
deeply
impact
Islamic
analysis
without
and
being
evolution of
anti-Western or
Islam
anti-modern.
Hadhari using the SWOT analysis, which stands for Strengths, Weakness, Opportunities, and Threats. First, let's look at the strengths. Islam Hadhari successfully combined Islamic values with modern development. It promotes education, innovation, and good governance while strengthening Islamic finance and the halal industry. It also encouraged moderation, inclusiveness, and balanced national development. However, there are also some weaknesses. Many people did not fully understand the concept of Islam Hadhari. Its implementation was sometimes slow and inconsistent, and communication with the public was not always effective. Now, let's look at the overall impact of Islam Hadhari in four main areas. First, is the economic impact. Islam Hadhari contribute to more balanced regional development by encouraging investment, creating employment opportunities, improving infrastructure, and helping reduce regional income gaps. Second, is the institutional impact. It promotes better governance, greater transparency, and stronger accountability. It also expands the role of religious institutions and improves the delivery of public service. Third, is the educational impact. The policy encourages knowledge, innovation, and research. It strengthens higher education, expand technical and vocational education and training, or TVET, and promote critical thinking among students. In addition, the policy depended heavily on political leadership, making it difficult to sustain over time. Now let's discuss the opportunities. Islam Hadhari has the potential to position Malaysia as a modern Islamic model for other countries. It can expand the Islamic finance and halal sector, encourage innovation through jihad, and strengthen Malaysia's international image and diplomatic relations. Finally, there are several threats. The concept faced criticism from conservative groups and increasing Islamophobia in some part of the world. It also competed with other Islamic approaches, while change in the political leadership affected the continuity of the policy. Now, I will explain the benefit of Islam Hadhari. There are four main benefits: balanced development, innovation through jihad, the Islamic economy, and good governance. First, let's look at balanced development. Islam Hadhari promotes development in both the material and spiritual aspect of life. It supports economic growth while also improving social justice and people's quality of life. At the same time, it encourages sustainable development so that future generations can also benefit. Next is innovation through ijtihad. Ijtihad refers to critical thinking and independent reasoning in Islam. Islam Hadhari encourages Muslims to think creatively, support technological advancement, adapt to modern challenges, and continue lifelong learning while remaining guided by Islamic values. The third benefit is the Islamic economy. Islam Hadhari strengthens Islamic finance and support the growth of the halal industry. This sector attracts both local and foreign investment, create employment opportunities, and contribute to Malaysia's economic development. Finally, good governance. Islam Hadhari emphasizes transparency, integrity, and accountability in leadership. It helps improve public trust in the government and encourage ethical leadership based on justice and responsibility. In conclusion, the main benefit of Islam Hadhari are balanced development, innovation, a stronger Islamic economy, and better governance. Together, these benefits aim to create a modern, progressive, and harmonious society while maintaining strong Islamic values.
I would like to explain the main challenges faced during the implementation of Islam Hadhari. The first challenge was public misunderstanding. Many people had misconceptions about Islam Hadhari. Some believed it was introduced a new interpretation of Islam, even though it was actually a development approach based on Islamic values. Because of these misunderstandings, some members of the public became confused and were less willing to accept the concept. The second challenge was political criticism and oppositions. Some political groups view Islam Hadhari as a political agenda rather than a national development policy. As a result, it received limited support from certain political and religious parties. Political debates often became the main focus, causing the original objective of Islam Hadhari to be overlooked. Third was the communication. Public awareness campaigns were not extensive enough to help people understand the purpose and benefits of Islam Hadhari. In addition, educational initiatives were limited and communication between the government and society was sometimes ineffective. This resulted in many people having only basic or incomplete understanding of the concept. 4. The implementation also faced administrative challenges. Coordination between government agencies and institutions was not always effective, making it difficult to carry out programs smoothly. There was also limited cooperation among different stakeholders, which reduced the overall effectiveness of implementing Islam Hadhari. The final challenge was the change in political leadership. After Tun Abdullah Ahmad Badawi resigned as a prime minister, the new administration introduced different national priorities. As a result, Islam Hadhari received less emphasis and its long-term impact became more limited because the policy was no longer actively promoted. Next, improvements that could make the implementation of Islam Hadhari more effective. The first improvement is to increase public awareness. Many people misunderstood the concept of Islam Hadhari because they did not receive enough accurate information. Therefore, the government should organize more educational campaigns, seminars, and public forums to explain its objectives and benefits. Community programs should also be expanded, with schools and religious organizations playing an active role in educating the public. The second improvement is to strengthen cooperation between different stakeholders. Effective implementation requires good coordination among government ministries, educational institutions, and religious authorities. When these groups work together, policies can be implemented more smoothly and the public will receive more consistent information about Islam Hadhari. The third one is to focus on practical benefits that directly improve people's life. For example, policies should continue to support better education, quality healthcare, poverty reduction, and job creation. When people experience these real benefits, they are more likely to understand and appreciate the purpose of Islam Hadhari. Finally, technology and digital media should be fully utilized. Social media platforms and online awareness campaigns can reach a much wider audience, especially younger generations. Interactive communications such as videos, webinars, and digital content can also make the message easier to understand and encourage greater public engagement. Next, I would like to present several future suggestions to ensure that Islam Hadhari remains relevant and effective in today's society. The first suggestion is to improve public understanding. Clear and consistent communication is important so that people fully understand the true meaning and objective of Islam Hadhari. The government should continue delivering accurate information through different platforms and organize more public engagement programs. This can help increase awareness, reduce misunderstandings, and encourage greater public acceptance. The second suggestion is to strengthen the governance and integrity. The success of any national policy depends on transparency and accountable leadership. Therefore, stronger efforts should be made to prevent corruption and abuse of power. Regular audits, proper monitoring, and integrity based performance evaluations can help build public trust and ensure that the principles of Islam Hadhari are implemented fairly and effectively. The final suggestion is to address the challenge faced in the digital era, especially among the young people. Since social media has strong influence on today's generation, it is important to promote responsible online behavior and strengthen the moral and digital ethics education. At the same time, cyberbullying and online misinformation should be addressed through effective policies and law enforcement to create a safer digital environment. Next, we will talk about leadership theories reflected in the implementation of Islam Hadhari. The first is transformational leadership. This leadership style focuses on creating positive change by inspiring people with a clear vision. Under Tun Abdullah Ahmad Badawi, Islam Hadhari was introduced in 2004 to promote balanced national development based on Islamic values. It emphasized education, human capital development, integrity, good governance, and sustainable economic growth. The second is servant leadership. This approach places the needs and welfare of people as the highest priority. Through Islam Hadhari, the government introduced programs such as RMK9 to reduce poverty, improve rural development, and modernize the agriculture sector. This initiative aimed to improve the quality of life for all Malaysians. The third leadership theory is ethical leadership. This focuses on honesty, integrity, and accountability in government. Islam Hadhari promoted ethical public service, strengthened anti-corruption efforts, and encouraged greater transparency in governance. The goal was to build public trust and ensure that leaders acted responsibly. Finally, democratic leadership emphasized participation and consultation in decision making. Islam Hadhari encouraged open discussion between the government and the public, allowing different views to be considered. This inclusive approach helped create policies that reflected the needs of society and encouraged greater public involvement. To conclude our presentation, Islam Hadhari is a comprehensive government and development framework introduced by Tun Abdullah Ahmad Badawi. Its main goals was to achieve national progress while remaining guided by Islam principles. It combines moral values with modern development by emphasizing education, innovation, integrity, accountability, and good governance. At the same time, it also focuses on improving social justice, reducing poverty, and creating balanced economic development to improve the quality of life for all Malaysians. However, despite its positive goals, the implementation of Islam Hadhari faced several challenges. This includes public misunderstanding, political criticism, communication issue, and change in leadership, which affected its long-term effectiveness. Even so, Islam Hadhari made an important contribution by encouraging discussions on the role of Islamic values in governance and national development. Many of its principles such as integrity, accountability, and balanced development are still relevant today. In conclusion, Islam Hadhari shows that modern development and Islamic values can work together to build a more ethical, progressive, and harmonious society. That brings us to the end of our presentation. Thank you so much for your attention.